I am on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. Connect with me on Patreon, and we will grow. And I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Hello Seekers, welcome to another episode, but this episode is going to be very interesting. One of the reasons is that we are going to talk about lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse which is partial, which will happen in India on 18th of September, and in parts of the world where it is visible, this will be 17th of September. For India, this will be early in the morning, and this means that this lunar eclipse is not visible, which also means there is no sutak, there is no restrictions at places where it is not visible with the naked eyes. But definitely it has immense astrological significance. You know why? Because this eclipse is happening one day after 17th of September. That means it is happening on the day when the 15 days of Pitra Paksh begins. Now, what is Pitra Paksh? It is one fortnight dedicated to your ancestors. It is a completely auspicious time for doing tarpan, for giving food to your ancestors, doing puja, prayers related to your ancestors, and also doing Pitra Shanti, Pitra Puja, doing the tarpan, and getting rid of astrological malefic yogas associated with Pitra Dosh. And if it is starting with an eclipse, it's something unique. Let's discuss that in details. But before that, do not forget to hit the like button. Also share the video among family and friends. And if you want to stay connected with me and know more such videos about Jyotish, subscribe, and do not forget to let others know about the unique Vedic astrology knowledge. If you want to book my consultation, you can drop me an email. And if you want to book a comprehensive PDF report, which is more like a 300 plus pages, not a replacement of consultation, but definitely it will give you a glimpse about your life, your horoscope. It has all the technical details and a 10-year prediction, which is just a bird's eye view, but can be very helpful. You can book that PDF. The link is in the description box below. Let's start understanding what really this lunar eclipse is all about. See, lunar eclipses are areas of change. Lunar eclipses are the kind of phenomena where mind is impacted heavily. Now, when an eclipse begins before something divine, something auspicious, or something like Pitra Paksh, then this eclipse triggers some celestial energies. Now, Pitra Paksh is definitely connected to moon and sun. If sun or moon in your horoscope sits with Rahu and Ketu, or it has a great impact of Saturn, then we can say that there can be a possibility of your horoscope facing Pitri Dosh. Pitri Dosh are kind of problems that you see in almost every chart of your family members. It's like a common problem running through generations. It can also be an acute problem associated with your chart that you have been facing from many births before, and this can be a golden opportunity to apologize about any of your past mistakes and start afresh. It's like a new start. An eclipse makes it special because it means that the connection that you can establish at this time is far more stronger, and the correction that you do during this time is very, very unique and special. Now, if you observe the position of planets, when moon enters Pisces is when the eclipse begins. Now, when moon is entering Pisces, what is happening before that? What is the precursor of this event? Moon joins Saturn. When moon is crossing Saturn, the moon is facing the reality. Moon is seeing that right in front of the moon, sun is also crossing over to Virgo. So it's not just moon is crossing Saturn, sun is also crossing Virgo, because on 16th of September, sun will be moving from the Leo zodiac sign to Virgo zodiac sign. Now what is it there in Virgo? Ketu. This now forms a Sun-Ketu conjunction and a Rahu-Moon conjunction. Sun-Ketu in Virgo and Rahu-Moon in the sign of Pisces, which means this is going to work at many deep levels, inner layers of emotion, and it is going to trigger them out. It is going to throw them out. Many people will find it easy to communicate, find areas to talk to, and you will be able to release your emotions. But a lot of people might find it very difficult that this can trigger some past karma and you don't know what to do with it. If suddenly a chain of events begins in your life where everything is falling apart, then this means you need to do some Pitra Shanti. You may have to do certain astrological remedies related to your chart. For many, this will be more like a pent-up emotion getting released. Meeting the reality. Coming out of illusion. Mind is getting frozen, twisted, turned, and now you are getting free from many things. It's like a new start, a new beginning. Why? Because Rahu is also in the sign of Pisces, and when moon enters the Pisces zodiac sign, it is hemmed between Saturn and Rahu. Saturn is retrograde in Aquarius in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra, which also indicates your journey into afterlife. Not like dead kind of dead, but it can be more like a spiritual journey. So this is a highly spiritual transit, a very tantric kind of eclipse, and these energies can be used for growth in occult, growth in a tantra for a lot of people. If you are focused more spiritually, if you are aligned with Kundalini energy, Kriya Yoga, meditation, if you are more aligned with tarot, astrology, occult sciences, this is going to be a bright spark in your life. For a lot of people, this event itself can be a trigger point for you starting your journey in astrology, in the occult sciences. Maybe you will just go to a monastery and meditate, or you can simply find it so difficult to cope up with situations in life that you will stand in front of the home temple and you will close your eyes and start praying, because you will try to find solution. That's how powerful this eclipse is. Also, don't forget that there is a Venus transit happening out of Virgo to Libra exactly on 18th. That means this eclipse is impacting 6 planets: Sun, Ketu, Venus, then on the other side, Moon, Rahu and Saturn. Now when you're talking about the axis of Virgo and Pisces, where is Jupiter? Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is third from where the eclipse is. Mars is aspecting the Virgo zodiac sign. So in a way, Mars and Jupiter's energy are also into play. So almost every single planet is in scene here. Now for Aries ascendant, if you see this eclipse, this is more like affecting your 12th house. So this means you will have this emotion of letting go. A lot of release is happening for you. This can be an unexpected medical expense. This can be a sudden unplanned travel, but these energies are impacting your mind heavily. So a let go is coming your way, which is actually going to be very good for you. For Taurus, this is more about thinking who is your friend and who is your enemy. This is more about analyzing the situation in your network circle. Also, this can be a great opportunity to find new source of income, new avenues where you can explore your skills. New learning is coming your way. Now, if you focus on the Gemini ascendant, for Gemini ascendant, this is more like, this is more like karma. Your 4th and the 10th house are getting impacted. It's more like your own happiness, your own solitude is getting impacted. Now you want to go into action, but you don't know the way. This is going to trigger ideas. This is going to trigger career changes. This is going to trigger name and fame. Try to make it positive. Don't try to put yourself into any sort of controversy. Because if you put yourself in any sort of controversy, this is going to backfire big time. Remember that Sun is your 3rd lord, Moon is your 2nd lord, and 2nd and 3rd lord are getting impacted with Rahu and Ketu. So definitely changes are very personal, very financial. This can create tensions with your father and mother. Suddenly the health of your parents can trouble you, or maybe you have done something that has caused trouble to the parents and the situation at home is really bad. This is not a time to run away and follow your passion. Rather than this is the time to stabilize, focus, and take one step at a time. Now for Cancer ascendant, if you're a Cancer ascendant, your ascendant lord is Moon. And then this Moon goes into the 9th house, meets Rahu, crosses Sun from the 8th. So it can be a very difficult time for you. It can be a time of great transformation, great changes ahead. Why? Because it's your ascendant lord going into the Ashtama Bhav, meeting the Shani Dev. Then you see the reality, that is the dark truth. This can be helpful for some, but very challenging for many to understand the emotions that is going around you. It can be that you are breaking apart and you are still fighting. Now, if you have other planets that are strong, you will be able to continue, but you can be in a very complicated state of mind. And then this Moon goes into your 9th house. When this Moon goes into your 9th house, immediately there is a question of self-belief. It will start creating self-doubt in your mind. So this is the time when the right guidance is needed. Maybe you need to connect to a person who is a learned astrologer or someone who can understand you. It can be your parents, it can be your friend, but don't trust anything blindly. Rahu and Moon can create an illusion of belief. Suddenly you might have this feeling to start something, follow somebody, follow a ritual. But wait. Try to figure out why is this feeling coming in the first place. Also, sudden travels are on the cards. Your car can get damaged and you can have a sudden fear of doing things wrong. You can be very sensitive to energies, so you need to check your health also. Chanting Chandra Gayatri mantra on this day is extremely, extremely helpful. Leo. Now, in case of Leo as an ascendant, your Sun is with Ketu, which is your ascendant lord, but your 12th house lord is going under eclipse in the 8th house. This is the most occult it can get. An 8th house lunar eclipse with your ascendant lord going in the 2nd house can create financial tensions. The event may not be in reality, but your mind is continuously telling you that something is wrong. Maybe you need an investment, maybe you need to buy insurance policies, maybe you are more concerned about whether you will get an investment or not, maybe you are more concerned about the health or you are concerned about your in-laws. But remember one thing, this Moon is trying to open the peels, the layers after layers of emotions, and this is going to make you boil inside with that emotional bubble. You just have to vent it out. You just have to find the right avenue to speak. You just have to let it all go. You just have to release that energy. So self-cleansing, self-praising, feeling this self-worthiness is extremely, extremely important if you are a Leo ascendant native. Sun was in your ascendant for so long. Now Sun, as soon as it goes into the 2nd house, your 12th lord goes into eclipse. This can affect health because you will not be able to sleep. You might get nightmares, dreams of snakes, and this can put you in some sort of tension. So do a lot of donation. If you have a Sarpa dosh, Sarpa Shanti can be done during this time. It is a very good time to, do these things that are actually related to Sarpa dosha, Kala Sarpa dosha, Pitra dosha during this eclipse 14-day period. Now, this is the time when you have to meditate. You have to focus on the Kundalini. You have to focus on the Siddhis, the sadhana. Pick up a mantra and think that you can achieve 125,000 times chant, say in 1 year time. On 2nd of October, there will be a Amavasya, new moon day. Start from that day. Because everything is happening in the 8th house, it will take some time for you to figure out what's happening. Anyway, it's not going to be impactful immediately. You will see the feeling. It's like addressing a black hole. You won't see it directly. Things are happening around. So you need to focus more. And you have to avoid getting misdirected by the chatter that is happening around. Try to see what is happening behind the scene, what is reality. And for that, you need patience, courage, and sharp focus. Virgo. If you're a Virgo ascendant native, then this is going to affect your mind in a great way. Why? Because Moon rules your 11th house. Moon is your gain. Everything that you gain in this life is ruled by Chandrama. And this Moon goes into eclipse in the 7th house. Now 7th house is about marriage, business partnership, contracts, agreements, but it is also about everything that is in front of you. When your 5 senses handshakes with the stimulus received from the circumstances, it creates a map that you call it as what you feel, experience. That experience is getting impacted because there is a Sun and Ketu on your Lagna. Which means you have to be very careful about your health, your food, the medicines, general reactions from, say, allergies, and you have to be focused on what surroundings you are putting yourself in, what kind of music you are listening, what kind of people you are going out with, what kind of situation you are in. That is a general way of handling this eclipse. Also, you might get new business ideas, but don't jump into happiness. Try to figure out if that is even possible or not. Taking one step at a time is the right approach when you have an eclipse in the 7th house. This might also mean that the health of the spouse can be a bit challenging. You might suddenly find a magnetic attraction with some person in your life. That person may be anybody. You might find an acute need to be around them. If that is happening, check the Prashna Kundli. You will get to know why you are feeling the way you are feeling. And this is the time to focus more on correction in the surroundings. Say you want to correct something, you want to change the way things are, you want to change your sleeping pattern, you want to change your sleeping direction. This is the time. If you are planning a Vastu remedy at this point, you can do that, but after the Pitra Paksh gets over. Libra. Now, in case of Libra ascendant, the transit, the eclipse is happening in your 6th house. Now, when something happens in the 6th house, it is going to open up the Pandora's box. It is going to make you focus on the difficulties of life. It is going to draw your attention. But remember one thing, it can also make you feel the problem bigger than it is in reality. So when you are experiencing a sudden anxiety, a sudden wave of trauma, or a sudden panic attack, irrespective of the planets that you are having in your life, what you have to do is take one step at a time. In fact, take a step back and ask yourself, why are you feeling whatever you are feeling? And you will get the answers immediately. Also, 6th house eclipse can be a bit challenging towards your health, and it can also expose hidden enemies. So the events that you call negative in your life will actually result into positive things. But yes, It can show you certain things that can make your confidence dwindle a bit. A good thing is that the Venus is coming on your ascendant, and when Venus will come on your ascendant and stay for some time, it kind of controls the situation. But this is a good learning. An out-of-the-box healing can happen. Occult-related healing such as Reiki, pranic healing will actually do wonders for you during this time. Also, you have to see that you may be more concerned about your own career, your own job. You know why? Because your 10th Lord is going into eclipse. Your 10th Lord was with Saturn and then it meets Rahu, and you are more concerned about your career, what others has to say, your designation. Maybe you have heard something and now you are extrapolating and trying to join the dot and create a scenario in your head that yes, there is a problem in your life. Don't believe your own thoughts. See and believe what the reality is. Do careful analysis, and if you cannot understand, maybe talk to a person who is your friend, who is your well-wisher, or find the right way of communicating your emotions. This can otherwise create frustration, and out of the frustration you can do certain karma that you might regret later on. Remember, this is eclipse. These effects are on emotions, and this is more like it lasts for a long duration. It is so subtle that you won't be able to figure out. So these videos, I think, will help you into judging your emotions. If something is a little out of the blue, out of the box, something that was not anticipated, this may be because of the eclipse. Scorpio. In case of Scorpio, your 9th Lord goes into eclipse in the 5th house. This is the best time if you are a tantric, if you are into occult, if you are into meditation, if you want to learn and do some siddhi, if you want to meditate and focus on problems of life, finding solutions from very different way of handling things, like unusual way of solving things. This is the time when Scorpio natives will be able to learn so much about the belief system, learn so much about different cultures in the world, learn so much about who's right and who's wrong, and this might mean that you might learn things from many gurus. It's like being in a spiritual school. One school of thought teaches you one aspect of life, another school of thought teaches another aspect of life, and this cycle continues. How will it impact day-to-day activity? Suddenly you would want to learn something new, so you will try to do some certification. It can be just a feeling inside that let me start learning something. Am I wasting my time? I'm just doing nothing. So let me start doing something extraordinary. Now, for people who can achieve, who can complete the project, complete the task, it is going to be exceptionally good for you. There are some people who won't be able to, and this can be disappointing, or you might feel that what will your friend circle say, because of the peer pressure you are doing that, but now there is a fear of failure. Add a peer pressure, this can be very discouraging. So that is why take this advice. Start a new learning. It's okay, but don't try to finish it. Focus on the journey, not the destination. Let's say you pick up Bhagavad Gita, don't give a dead end. You have to finish it in 15 days. You say, I will finish it. One shloka, one day. Someday you will read 5 or 6 shlokas. Someday you will read an entire chapter. Don't focus on the end result. Focus on the journey. 5th house is not about result. 5th house is about journey, your expression. Now, people who have Sun Ketu, Sun Rahu, Moon Ketu, Moon Rahu, Saturn Ketu, Saturn Rahu in their birth chart, and if you are a Scorpio ascendant and even Scorpio moon sign, this can trigger your past life chain reaction of karmas. So donate something for these 15 days. Do a Brahman Bhojan if possible. Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, this is going to be a very unique transit. Because for Sagittarius, if you observe, this is happening in your 4th house. Moon is your 8th Lord. Your 8th Lord goes in the 4th house. That means there are changes in your assets, properties. There can be certain frauds. Financial fraud can happen if you're doing some transaction related to car, factories, purchasing something that is very big like home. During this time, you need to wait. You need to focus on the paperwork. You need to focus on the underlying things, and maybe something will come out. Health of your mother can be a bit challenged during this time, and also your own peace of mind will come from focusing on tasks that are unusual. Say you are a 9 to 5 job holder, you are focused on your career, but suddenly you buy 10 magazines or a video game and now you're focused there. You will love technology and you will try to bring more technology into use, and that can trouble you because now you are scrolling reels more than often, and now your dopamine kicks in, your emotions, your hormones goes imbalanced, and now you can't sleep in the night. You don't know what to do. So this can create a lot of confusion. In order to mitigate the confusion, you are focusing on asset building. You are more concerned than usual, and these effects can start now before the eclipse. So meditate, take a deep breath, do some pranayam, and believe in the process. Believe in God. Chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, Lalita Sahasranam, Chandra Gayatri Mantra will be very, very good for you. Remember, this eclipse can make you take certain decisions that you should not have taken, that you might regret later on. So before you jump into a decision, take a step back and see what will happen if you don't take that decision. What damage it will create, what damage it will cause, and then take the call. Capricorn. Now, in case of Capricorn, if you observe that this eclipse is happening on your 3rd house where your 7th Lord is involved. So it can be very challenging if you are a businessman. This can be something that can trouble your mind a lot. This can involve your presence more than necessary. So you might be finding yourself running around and being pulled apart by different forces, by different people. Maybe they need your expertise. You are overburdened. You don't know what to do. And this can create a lot of tensions in your life. So now you have to take a step back and take a deep breath. Do what you can and say no to the actions that you can't. When you are a Capricorn ascendant, you are Saturn ruled, and your 7th house Lord Moon was with Saturn before the eclipse, and now Sun also goes into the 9th house, and this can create tensions because of your actions between you and your father, you and government, and this can be very bad for people who are preparing for government examinations. You can take certain decisions, you can mess up with the authority, and that can create some difficult situation and can be a threat to your career, your education, and especially if you are into PhD, you need to be very careful. But on the other hand, this can create technical know-how, technical expertise will come your way, technical projects will come your way, and if you are into engineering, IT, this is a very good time for you. For Aquarius, this is going to be an exceptionally brilliant and life-transforming eclipse because this is happening in your 2nd house. Now, when it happens in the 2nd house, matters in your own home, especially matters related to your mother, can be a bit disturbing or challenging. Why? Because this is the 6th Lord going into eclipse in the 2nd house. So this is where your concern can be towards the family, towards the finances, and you will feel very insecure, depressed and sad. Combined with the energies of Saturn on the Lagna, this can create an air of disappointment. This can bring back and haunt you with the old memories. And I'm not saying that it will be the dominating factor because there are other transits happening, but this can be a subtle event that is more like you were happy from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. but suddenly at 7:30 p.m. there is a wave of emotion. You hear something, you watch a scene in the movie, and out of nowhere this feeling is emerging that is very depressing, sad, lonely, melancholic, and something that troubles your mind, fills you with negativity. Here you will have to pray to God and chant the Ganesh mantra, Om Gam Ganapate Namah, Om Gam Ganapate Namah, Om Gam Ganapate Namah, Om Gam Ganapate Namah. Om Gam Ganapate Namah. Om Gam Ganapate Namah. Om Gam Ganapate Namah. Because Bhagwan Ganpati is going to free you from obstacles, free you from problems and bondages. But you will have to, face certain kind of energies like fighting your fear. That is what is going to happen. This is also going to happen with Sagittarius, fighting their fear, changes and transformation in the life. But especially if you are an Aquarius ascendant native, an Aquarius moon sign native, remember, this is your second house. This is impacting your resources. You are more worried than the real problem is. Pisces. For Pisces, this is going to happen in the Lagna. Name one ascendant that has the maximum impact. It's Pisces, because you are getting affected. It's you, your ascendant. 7th house has Sun and Ketu. Now for you, your 5th lord is coming in the 1st house. It's usually a very big Raj Yoga, but now you have a Rahu Moon conjunction, and that means you can have misunderstandings about yourself. People can misunderstand you. Maybe you're trying to communicate yourself to someone, but people don't understand what you're trying to say, what you're trying to communicate, and this is creating a huge gap, a huge problem. So what should you do? Don't explain yourself more than necessary. If you realize that people are not understanding, take a break, give it some time, try to understand that everybody is under the impact of eclipse, and maybe somebody needs more time to understand what you're trying to say. This can also create personality change. Suddenly you want to change your personality, you want to change your dressing style, you want to change how you look, you go and cut your hair in a different style. This can be very good for people who are in social media, who are in the media, journalism, who uses their personality as career. Great for models, great for cinema, people working in cinema, actors, and this is going to be extremely good for people who are in the field of medicine, psychology, and even if you're focusing on, say, stars, if you are focusing on black holes, you want to do a lot of thought experiments. So see, on one side, if the thoughts are controlled, if your moon is positive, it's taking you on a different dimension. Don't do substance abuse at this time, just to feel that different dimension. Your psychic powers, your sixth sense will improve, and your ability to have a lot of intuitive thoughts will also increase, which means you should rely on your intuition. So that was a quick take on the effect of eclipse on all 12 zodiac signs. I hope you like this video. So if you like, don't forget to subscribe. Now come to the general remedy. In this case, if you don't know what to do, you don't know anything, like you don't know the process, you don't know the ritual, you're not even familiar to the Sanatana Dharma, just say Om, Om, Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Saying this Om Namah Shivaya repeatedly is going to activate moon, calm down Rahu. Bhagwan Shiva will be like a Jyotirlinga for you, a symbol of light and life. With this, we'll meet in the next video. I hope this eclipse brings the best out of you. See you in the next video. Till then, Namaste.